Okay, it looks like we're live. A little different setup today. So I hope everybody, first of all, can hear me because microphone's in a little different place. And like I always ask, if you are in the chat box there in any way, shape, or form, if you could say hello, I would greatly appreciate it. Dan's just going to walk in front of everybody, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Dan, come on in. And so if you're in the chat box in any way, please say hello because this is kind of a special Facebook Live for us. So if you're, like I said, if you're in the chat box, say hello. I'm gonna have a problem seeing the names because I'm standing a little further back here. But we are getting ready for our Burbank Summit over the weekend, and I've got half of my team here. So Allison, good to see you. We saw you earlier today. Mercedes, great to see you. That is awesome. And so I've got Steve Hipple and Dan Shaker. Hey, Peter, what's up, my friend? Uh, we're getting ready, and we're really, and I'm doing this right now with a little different setup. So the one thing I'm going to ask you guys, especially guys that are on here on a regular basis, is the sound good enough? Can you hear us? Because we're kind of using a directional mic here, and we want to make sure that everybody can hear. Sounds like I got squeaky chairs. Got to get that fixed. It looks like. But just want to make sure that everybody can hear okay. So if you could give me the thumbs up on that, that would be great. I'm still going to go through a whole session. I'm going to talk a little bit about DISC, which is a personality thing, and we're going to talk about the different questions that we ask and why do we ask those good different questions. Oh, thanks, Mercedes. I appreciate that. So you can hear me okay. So Steve actually flew in today from Sarnia, Ontario, up in Canada. So I usually get lots of Canadians on here. So Steve, anything you want to share with your fellow Canadians? Steve is going, Pip, you have a microphone. Nobody ever gets the microphone when you're on it.
No, happy to be here. Looking forward to our summit coming up. So we're happy to see a lot of familiar faces signed up. Happy to see some new faces signed up as well. We're gonna have a lot of fun, learn some things. So that's starting Friday morning. Actually, it's starting. Looking forward to it, and welcome to everybody who signs up.
So Dan is obviously, he must be in charge of social media here because he's taking pictures of us on social media.
I want everyone to see the setup.
Oh, you want to?
Yeah. It's so funny.
Yeah. So I was talking to Dan, and we're what, 7 months into the pandemic now? Maybe 8 months, 7 or 8, whatever it has been. Too long for anybody, and it's obviously much sadder for most people, or for many people, than it is for us. But we're just trying to adjust. What's the word they like to use, Dan?
Pivot.
Pivot. So we're pivoting. And so what we've done is we've pivoted and we've done a deep dive into technology here. And the deep dive is, as of today, I've got 6 monitors staring at me and 5 bright lights. And so I think it's odd that I have all these bright lights because my wife tells me I look better in the dark. And so I really think this is weird. They wanted to get it even brighter in here for me, but nonetheless. So, I was talking yesterday on our Facebook Live, and I was talking a lot about asking questions. And one of the things I started to talk about is when you get into different personality types, you've got to do different questions. And it's a lot of it comes back to the 2 ears, 1 mouth. You got to listen twice as much as you talk. And so right now I'm assuming Steve's going to keep listening because I just keep talking. Ms. Suk, how are you doing?
Hey Masook, how are you? I was saying to Pip, I mostly come on these Facebook Lives just to chat with Masook in the box. He's like, you guys have your own conversations.
Yeah.
Masook and I.
Oh my gosh. And so these guys, we're gonna have a blast. This Facebook Live could go for 3 hours. It really could, because I know I'm gonna have a blast with this. So looking good. Hey, well, obviously, Ms. Suk, you need to get some new glasses because we don't look that good. I'm sure. Maybe I do, but I know Steve and Dan don't. So it's that simple.
I think it was the black. It's slimming.
It's black is a slimming color. There you go.
You guys see we got to put up with the abuse that we take.
So as soon as I pick Steve up from the airport, it's abuse. He's smacking me the entire time on the way back to the house here.
That's why you invited me.
I know, that's why I invited you.
That's my job here.
And so anyway, obviously the energy's already high and we're not even getting started yet. This is going to be a blast. But I wanted to talk a little bit about DISC. And if you don't know what DISC is, I'm sure some of you guys that are on the chat over there have done a DISC survey type of thing. And I'm not certified to do DISC. In fact, I had to write this down. I know Steve goes, what's the topic today? I don't usually write any notes, but I actually wrote down these notes because I did not know what DISC stood for. Now, one of our business partners, her name is Monica Decker. She's a DISC certified instructor, so she's going to talk about this over the weekend. So this is a little bit of a preview of what we're going to be talking about. But DISC stands for the 4 different personality types. You've got dominant, influencer, steadiness, and conscientiousness. That's actually the word. I wrote that down. I don't think I could pronounce it again if I had to.
Conscientiousness.
I guess it had to go with the steadiness, that kind of thing. So anyway, I'm not very bright. These guys know that. They'll be happy to tell you that all the time. And so the point I want to make on this is I don't even hear.
I'm looking for the "don't be stupid"
That's
thing that
too
we're
easy.
supposed to.
That's too easy.
I've got a "don't be stupid" sticker right out. You could probably run out there and get it if you
Yeah,
want
I'm
to,
gonna grab
Dan,
that
because
real
I'm sure. Oh, they're just leaving me. There's nothing wrong with that. They've got all kinds of signs, and I think if we do this, and I know this isn't very professional, but I've got to come down here with the scroller to see who else is on there. So Wendy, great. Wendy's going, this is what I have to look forward to for 3 days. Yes, it is, Wendy. And we've only got pretty much half our team here. We've got 3 more people that are going to be presenting. So this is going to be as close to an in-person, oh my gosh. Well, you can see it right there, Dan. It's back.
Sorry,
back,
Dan's
back,
our IT
back.
guy. He's not real
back.
good at technology.
I'm not really good at it.
Well, you're not too far back.
I
Yeah.
got the stupid stick.
Anyway, so this is going to be a blast doing this. And so, Wendy, we're going to have some fun. Wendy, I know I don't know you. I think I know you a little bit through other people said they know you and all that good stuff. I think you know Tim Sy, who's a good friend of mine. Tim is going to be on here. Tim's going to have, I believe, 5 or 6 of his guys from Trust Your Talent. I had the opportunity to speak at one of Tim's annual things for Trust Your Talent. And so if you guys don't, if you're Canadian, you don't know who Trust Your Talent is, look it up, Google it, get in touch with Tim. Those guys are amazing. So very cool. Anyway, so what about Mercedes says Kim Christie? What is Kim Christie on here? I didn't see her name scroll up. So if Kim's on here, great. And if Kim's on here, she has a whole nother accent. So how y'all doing, Kim? And she talks a lot different than I do. But anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about the 4 personality types because that's kind of what I was talking about yesterday. And Tim is awesome. I'm starting to see some of the things come through here. And so you've got dominance, influencer, steadiness, and conscientious. I like to break this down into something that's a lot more easy for me to understand because I had to write these down. I don't have them memorized, and I can't even spell the last one, let alone hardly say it. I like to break it down into 4 animal groups because that, to me, I can remember. First one, dominant. He's going to do the "don't be stupid" sign at me all day long.
Can we do food groups?
We can do. You
better.
could do food groups, but I don't know how you put those into.
Which one would be a burrito?
Food, I gotta get
Sounds
a
like a
snack.
burrito. We're getting lunch soon.
So you mentioned food, and Dan's already out getting food. Anyway, so dominance is also called a director, or many times they're called "Hey, awesome to see" events. And Brooke is on here too. This is great. Great to see all of you guys. And I apologize if I'm missing some of you guys. I'm sitting way back from the camera or way back from the screen, so I'm doing my best to read as I go here. Can you see those, Steve?
It's hard to read. Your eyes are better than mine. I can
Well,
read
that's
them.
cool. I didn't
Yeah.
know if I could or I mean, and this is one of the reasons I'm doing this today further back because the majority of the presentation the next 3 days, I'm going to be standing up. I don't do good. I mean, I know you guys have seen me sitting down doing the Facebook Lives, but if anybody's ever been to one of my trainings that I've done over the years, I have a chair, but I stand up for 3 days basically and run around a room talking. So I'm really excited to be able to do this in this arena. It's going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, I like to break down the 4 personality types into animals, not food. You must be ready for lunch, Steve. So the 4 animal types. So the dominant or the director, that type of person, I like to call him a lion. And I'll talk about why I call him that in just a second. The influencer is I like to call it a monkey because their attention spans all over the place. Steadiness, I like to use a golden retriever for that type of person. And then a conscientiousness, that's a word I am having all kinds of problems with, is a beaver. And why do I use these terms? So let's talk about the director, the dominant personality as a lion. They're very competitive. They want to win. They want things done first. The reason, and I bet if I asked everybody in this group who was a lion, who was that D personality, you'd know exactly who you were. And if I asked you who you were and I had you raise your hand, if I could see you raising your hand, you'd raise your hand really high because this is how lions act. They're like, I'm first. I want everybody to see me. And that's the lion mentality is they want to be first. They're very competitive. And so we talk about them first because they'd be upset if we didn't talk about them first. Remember, they always want to win. So it's imperative you understand when you're talking to people, if you know that that somebody is very impatient and they just want results, you got to talk to them and ask them questions in a different way than you would somebody who has a different personality. So we'll come back to the line in just a little bit, but I want to come back to the questions that we want to ask these people. Alfonso, good to see you, my friend. And so in this instance, and Alfonso, you probably know Steve, don't you? Steve knows Alfonso.
Yeah.
Eric, is that Eric Organa that just came up there? Oh my gosh. Eric, I thought we had some security on our Facebook Live today, and I could have sworn you were one of the don't let in people. But Eric, I guess you went past that security. It's tough.
He's got connections.
He knows everybody. Eric knows anybody and everybody. And so anyway, the influencer, I call them the monkeys. And the reason I call them monkeys is because that's what I am. I like to talk. I like to have fun. It's not about the details for me. It's about the big picture. And I've always got big ideas and things that I want to do and make sure Mercedes just keeps typing people's names. That's cool. I'm not sure what you're doing, Mercedes. If you maybe give a better description, but you've typed in Kim Christie and Katie Lane.
I believe she's tagging people so they get the notification. They may not join in too and maybe talk to us. That's my guess.
If that's what you're doing, Mercedes, you're awesome.
I'm not the IT guy, but that's what I'm thinking.
I'm thinking she's just throwing names at me to see if I remember these people. Of course I know all these people. And so anyway, the monkey personality. The monkey personality, the influencer, we have very short attention spans. And we don't think in numbers. We're somewhat competitive, but we don't think in numbers, which I'm going to talk about those people in just a little bit. And so what we have to look at is when you're asking questions of somebody who's a monkey, you can talk to them in more of a picture type. What would this look like for you is how you might ask them that question, because in their mind, they think of things in pictures. If you're talking to the lion personality, when you're asking them questions, they're very direct. How could you see this helping your business? How quickly can we get this done? They want things done immediately, so you have to ask questions specifically for them. Next group of people are what I call the golden retrievers, the steadiness. These are generally not going to be people that run a corporation. They're generally not decision makers, but they are the most loyal people you'll ever run into. They are slow to make decisions, and they do things with a lot of feeling. If we look at both the monkeys and the golden retrievers, and I'm one of those monkeys, we do things based on feelings. Lions, directors, dominant personalities, it's not about feelings whatsoever. Rebecca, good to have you. I already talked to Rebecca once today. This is awesome.
I talked to her a couple of days ago.
Very cool. I don't think she probably knew who Steve was until maybe she saw you in a couple of videos. Who knows? Anyway, and so I bring Steve in so I look better. That's just what I'm here for. That's why he's here today.
That's what I got.
Yeah, exactly. And so what I want you guys to think about with the steadiness or the golden retriever type of people is they're very loyal. They're great to have on your team, but they're generally not going to be like the CEO of a company, that kind of thing. But when you ask them questions, a lot of times those questions are based on how does this make you feel? You know, if you're going to buy this, is this going to make you feel better with you in your relationship or whatever your situation may be? Now, the last one we talk about are according to DISC, it's conscientiousness. I like to call them analyticals or beavers. Why do we call them beavers? Because they build things. They're engineers. Generally, your engineer personality people, they want to know what the numbers are. And they are very information oriented. They want to know as much information as they possibly can. And they never, ever have enough information. As soon as you think you've given them all the information, they ask more questions. But it's a good thing we have analytical, conscientiousness, did I say it right? Beaver type people in the world. Because if we didn't, right now we're in the basement of a 2-story house. So there's 2 stories above us. If we didn't have a beaver personality who built this, or a beaver personality as an architect who put all the design together, this house would be tumbling down on us. Now, if a lion built this house, they would have got it done first, but it would have fallen down by now. So we got to have the beavers of the world. But when you have the beaver, that conscientiousness mentality, when you have the analytical, They are very much number driven. So when you're asking them questions, when you're presenting information, we talked about yesterday in our Facebook Live asking questions and asking questions in a proper way. And so when you're talking to somebody who's analytical, you've got to put numbers in there. Without the numbers, they're going to be lost. They want the details. So let's talk about those four personality groups in a couple different ways here. I'm going to lump in the lions and the beavers together because the lions and the beavers make decisions very much with numbers or logic. Okay? They make it with numbers or logic. They're fast to make, or pardon me, the lions are very fast to make decisions, but they make them with very little feelings. Analyticals are slow to make decisions, but they do it with no feelings as well. It's all numbers based. But if we go to the monkeys and the golden retrievers, monkeys make decisions quick like lions do, but there's a lot of feeling involved. Golden retrievers make decisions slowly like analyticals or the beavers, but they make the decisions with a lot of feelings. So you have to get an idea, and I encourage everybody, and this is something we're going to do over the course of the weekend. We're going to do a personality test. We're going to have some fun with this. I have a 5-minute personality test we're going to be working on, and we're going to talk about it on Friday, then we're going to finish it on Sunday, so we're going to have a lot of fun with it. But the cool part about it is what we're going to do is we're going to show you how that works in a communication and, more importantly, a sales environment. And that's what sales is all about, is building that rapport. What did we talk about a couple of days ago? We talked about building rapport. Why do we build rapport? So that we can have commonality with people, so I can get to know them. Why do I want commonality? We said it on the whatever, Monday or Tuesday call, whatever it was, so we have predictability. If I can predict what somebody's type of personality is by the questions they ask me, because if somebody's analytical, well, how much is this going to cost me? How long is it going to take me to get my money back? That's the questions they're going to ask you. Yeah, you can do whatever you need to do with that. That's awesome. So the thing is, we have to start seeing and listening for those types of signals. So if you want to be a better communicator, if you want to be a better salesperson, if you want to be better in your relationships, better in your real estate business, better in whatever it is that you do, you need to understand your own personality first. You got to know exactly who you are, because as a monkey, I relate better with certain groups of people. I relate way better with the lions and the golden retrievers than I do the beavers, because the beavers and I talk a completely different language. Haley, all the way from the UK, great to have you, kid. And so beavers do not think like me at all. They think very, very much in numbers, and they are not feeling oriented. I'm not knocking those types of people. I would say the majority of people that I've met in my years of doing real estate trainings are very analytical. I would always do a survey in my room of 50, 70, 100 people and ask them after I go through the personality test, what do you think you are? And the sheer majority were usually analyticals. And there's nothing wrong with that. The point is, hey, Haley even says you're looking good, Steve.
Oh, Haley.
Yeah, you
Well,
obviously
thank you.
need some glasses, Haley, but that's okay. We'll get you a new pair of glasses because Steve's only here to make me look good. I've already said that once.
You're sounding good.
I'm sounding good.
You're sounding good.
That's good. I'm going to ask you guys, because Steve has talked a little bit. I tend to talk loud. When Steve talks, can you hear him okay? I mean, everybody projects differently. I've talked in rooms without microphones before, and so I'm loud. My daughters tell me I'm
It
very
is loud. I'm sure through the entire house they can hear every word you're saying. I'm surprised how loud it is in here right now.
Well, there's 4 walls, and they're pretty close together. Steve came in here, and he goes, I've only seen this on TV, and it looked a lot bigger. This is not a very big room. I'm going to say it's probably about 11 by 12, 12 by 12 type of room. That's in feet for my Canadians and UK people.
Yeah.
So that would
Back
be
to the volume. I think your neighbor's 2 doors down. You get a free training all weekend. The windows open, let some fresh air, and the neighbors
exactly
hear
right.
It too.
That's what I need is people like Steve smacking me. Very cool. And so anyway, well, I don't even remember what I was talking about. This is like squirrel. This is going to be really rough.
We can hear Dan laughing from the other room.
This is going to be way too much fun. And so when we start to look at this, like I said, I don't communicate as well with analyticals, because analytical people, they do things without feelings, and it's all based on numbers, and they're very slow to take those at that time. So I need to know who I am. So I encourage you guys to, if you haven't done a disc test, do a disc test. There's a cost to do it. You don't have to, but there's other companies out there. Like I said, for you guys that are going to be here on the Burbank weekend, we're going to actually do a 5-minute personality test. We're going to get to know each other. I'm also going to ask this because I know a lot of people watch these after the fact. If you're going to be at the Burbank Summit, we have a private Burbank Facebook group. And I've been asking all kinds of questions in there. I do this for 2 reasons. The first reason is get to know you. The second reason is to play a memory game. Because what I like to do is I'm going to go through and read that stuff, and then I'm going to have fun with that over the weekend and be able to know people's favorite food and people's favorite movie. And you won't believe it, but I'm going to have fun with that. And that's going to be a good time. So I'm going to know that you like steak, or I'm going to know that your favorite musical group is whatever. We're going to make sure that we have that stuff. So make sure if you're in that, so Rebecca and Masuk and all of you guys, Masuk, I already know what all your favorites are. It's all good. Masuk likes chicken wings and seafood. We know that. We've eaten dinner with her many times over the years. Masuk, did you put a favorite movie in there? I don't remember you putting one in there. So make sure you guys check those things out. I want to get to know you because what are we talking about? Building rapport. And the best way for me to communicate my thoughts, my ideas, all that stuff with you is to make sure I know a little bit more about you. We build rapport so we can have commonality so that I can then have a predictable outcome. Predictability is what sales is. If I know Allison likes fire engine red Corvettes, I have a much better job, easier job of selling her if I have the fire engine red Corvette because that's her personality. If all I have is a green one and a yellow one, chances of me selling her a Corvette are pretty slim. But if I have that information ahead of time, if I have that commonality, that predictability, now I can make those types of decisions. Pizza, Haley, you and I are going to get along very good. I like pizza myself. It's one of my favorites. And so I think it's imperative. That you guys all know a little about your own personality. Because the more you know about your own personality, the more you're going to be able to know how to relate with other personalities. So we go back to those 4 ones. And if we use the disc, I'll see if I can remember them. I threw them on the floor. So we got dominance. We've got influencer. No. Is that right? Influencer, steadiness, and conscientiousness.
Wow, good job on the fourth
I got it. The fourth one, that's a
that
tough
was a
one.
tough one. I thought you were going to trip up on that one, but good job. Good job. Now, Haley put a comment in there. She says, Steve, do you remember that banana pizza in Sweden? Haley, I totally forgot about that. Did you have the banana pizza?
I've never had banana pizza. I don't know if I'd like it.
Fantastic. It's one of those things you think, should we order it or not? But yeah, I totally forgot about that. Haley, that's great. Thanks so much. I have to go back there and get some banana pizza.
So you and Haley were in Sweden eating banana pizza.
That's where we met. We were doing an event. She was the mentor on site there, and we were doing the event there. We were all for banana. It's actually right across from where we're doing the event at. So I think it went like 3 days in a row. It was fantastic.
Wow, banana pizza. I
Right.
don't like pineapple pizza. I can't imagine I like banana pizza. That sounds even worse than the pineapple pizza.
But you don't get it very often.
Yeah, I've never had. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Dan and I were doing a training in Atlanta a year ago about right now. And Sunday morning, I'm doing the training. And Dan says, what do you guys want for lunch? I said, I'm hungry now. Can we get some pizza? So I wanted to get the pizza for the first break, which would have been about 11:30 in the morning. And so Dan goes, what do you want on your pizza? I said, I'll eat anything but anchovies, pineapple, and black olives. And so I said, I'll eat any kind of pizza besides that. I don't think anything of it. Dan's probably going to come running in the room here in a minute because he's probably hearing the story. Dan's setting up more technology out in the other room. It's quite funny. We've got quite the TV studio stuff going on in here. Anyway, so I don't think much of it. Probably about 11:15 or so, Dan comes back in the room and he's holding 3 pizza boxes. And I'm thinking at 11:30, I'm going to run to the back of the room, eat my pizza on break, and we're good to go. So Dan sets 2 of the pizza boxes down. He's bringing this other pizza box to the front. I'm like, no, Dan, you don't have to bring that to the front. I'll get it when I come to the back of the room. He says, oh, no, I want to bring it to you. And he walks up to the front of the ballroom there. He hands me the pizza and he opens it up. And guess what the 3 toppings are on the pizza? Anchovies, black olives, and pineapple. The smell alone was nasty. Now, Dan will tell you the best part of the story was he walked across the parking lot of the hotel to this little pizza joint to get the pizza. And the guy had his back turned, and he said, "What kind of pizza do you need?" And the guy was typing it into his cash register there. And Dan said, "I need anchovies, black olives, and pineapple." And he said the guy actually turned around like, "What?" And Dan said, "Well, it's going to be for a joke. It'll be a great time." And so it's Dan Shaker. He's typing into there. I can't read it. Yeah, I can't even read what this says.
He says, "I can hear you telling the story on the other side of the house. You're so loud, Pip."
Thank you. Appreciate that, Dan. That's awesome. And so I think it's interesting, though, that he's coming in to tell the story.
Best $11 I ever spent.
There you go.
Just throwing that out there.
I literally would not eat the pizza. We actually had a student in the room. What did she say?
It smelled so bad. It smelled so bad. Her name was May. She ate it. She wanted to
She
eat
thought, that sounds good. I'm like, wow.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was something.
Miss Sook, I got to ask you, do you like anchovies? Miss Sook, you got to tell me if you like anchovies since we're having some fun with this. I'll bet she does.
The guys actually who made the pizza came out and delivered it to me because they just wanted to meet the person who would actually order a pizza like this. It was so funny. Hi, Haley.
This is like, it's the most interactive. I love doing this. So I'm waiting to see if Masook likes anchovies or if anybody on the Facebook Live right now likes anchovies. You like anchovies?
I like anchovies.
Oh my
I mind they're okay. A little bit.
Can't do it. I'm not going to do it. I feel like George Bush up here. Not going to do it.
Only with
Not
pineapple
gonna
and
do
black
it.
olive.
Not
Man, I
gonna
think
do
we
it.
know what we're ordering this weekend, don't we, for pizza? Yeah, for
Masook
us.
does not like anchovies.
That's a
Masook,
big nope.
my friend Masook, and I'm surprised because she likes a lot of seafood, and I know there's some type. What are they? They're some type of fish, aren't they? Of some sort. What's that?
Anchovies?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
very
this.
salty.
So yeah, nasty. Anyway, 4 personality groups. I encourage you guys to know a little bit about who you are on that personality group. I encourage you then to start listening to the words that other people use because those words will tell you what personality they are. Yeah. I mean, Dan and I were doing a training out in LA, and this young lady was talking about how this stuff made her feel. Pretty easy to tell right away that she's either going to be that golden retriever or a monkey. She ended up being a golden retriever, and there's nothing wrong with any of these personalities, but it's pretty easy to see it because of the word, hear it because of the words that they say. So always be listening. 2 ears, 1 mouth. We've been talking about that. We're going to talk about the 3L system, listen, lead, link, all weekend long. And we're going to show you how this relates. And I keep getting this question from people, and I don't know how I can say it any more times. Somebody said to me again today, Pip, is this for specific type of sales that you're going to be doing it? It's for anybody that has 2 ears and 1 mouth. We really probably should have changed the name of this and talked about communication because it's really more about communication than it is just sales. The nice part about it is if you learn to communicate better, you can be better at sales. And one of the most important things you're always going to have in any business that you do is the ability to sell. I don't care what the business is, teacher, preacher, salesperson, doesn't matter. You're selling every day. So having the ability to communicate at a higher level, and you're starting to see, I think, just by listening to these, by listening. Boy, my language is really good. I think you're starting to hear some stuff here that if you listen closely, it does make a lot of difference what words we use, what words other people use. When people start talking about colors, they are not analytical. In fact, if you told me, Pip, you're going to make $20,000 on this deal, I'm not thinking about the $20,000. I'm thinking about what beach am I going to be on because I'm a monkey. I'm thinking about that. I can even tell you what kind of drink I have. I can tell you the color of the umbrella because that's how monkeys think. Amanda, so good to have you on here. And so the point is, these are the types of things we need to listen to. If you're listening twice as much as you're talking and you're asking questions instead of talking about features and benefits, because most every person that I've ever heard what's the word I want to use, that talks about sales, that's been trained in sales, they always lead with features and benefits. Oh, this is a great sweatshirt, or this has the strings that we can, put the hood up and we can tie it so if it gets really cold. And they're telling me about the features and benefits. If I don't want a sweatshirt, if I don't want a hoodie, what good's it telling me how the features and benefits are? Well, Pip, would you like a hoodie? Pip, is that something you're in the market for? I have more hoodies than most people would ever imagine. I have a lot of hoodies.
That's all you wear. It's your whole wardrobe.
I wear hoodies
Spring,
all the
winter,
time.
fall, summer. He's always in a hoodie.
One of our business partners lives down in Puerto Rico. Do they really need hoodies in Puerto Rico? No, it's tropical. So I was ordering Burbank swag, if you will, That is a really long
Did you read
text.
that from Helena?
Helena, I think I've met
Helena.
Helena before, definitely. She's
Right.
one of the UK mentors.
Yeah, my mom, who was 68 years old at the time, ordered a banana. Yeah, curry. They had curry. That was the best part. Pizza in England. The guy taking the order for the pizza said, "What? Is she pregnant or what?" No, she's not pregnant. Just Swedish. Yeah, that's great.
Sweet. So banana pizza is a Swedish thing.
So good, and the paprika on top. Yeah. And Haley says, by the way, thanks to the Burbank box, she loves it. Got to help you with your vision.
Hey, will you do me a favor, Steve? Will you run out there and get one of the Burbank boxes? I know that's in it.
Dave.
There's so you guys and I know, and Allison, we're trying to figure out if yours got shipped out yet or if it's on the way. What the deal is, and we're checking some of those. You guys are going to be going to the Burbank Summit. You got a whole care package that you're going to be given, and I know Dan's going, well, these are supposed to be a surprise. Well, the surprise is about over because we're getting ready to start this thing in about less than 48 hours.
Surprise.
But there's a whole box full of stuff that you're going to be getting, and there's a lot of things on here that I've heard before. Sales is serving. You're going to be all right. I think I say that on a regular basis. Don't be cheap. 2 ears, 1 mouth, by show of hands. A lot of cool stuff in here. We're going to have a very interactive 3 days. And so we're going to... Really? You got an Ohio State... They don't even know who the Ohio State Buckeyes are, Dan. What the heck?
Oh, Pip, I never got one of those. What do I get to get one of those?
It's
I
right
never
out there
got
on the
one.
table there. You got yours on the table out there. You had to fly all the way to Kansas City to get it. There's coffee mugs. I think I showed this the other day because there's a stress ball. Listening to me talk for probably, I'm going to say 3 days, not even 3 hours.
Wore out.
3 minutes, you're probably going to, you may even need to ask for a second one of these because this one's probably going to be worn out before the day is over. So we're going to have some fun, obviously. Glad the box got all the way over to the UK, Haley. That's awesome. And so we're going to have some fun. That's what I said. Exactly. You don't even know who OSU is, do you, Vince? Hey, did you hear that, Dan? The Canadians are mocking you. That's what I'm talking about. So, probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you haven't had a chance to get signed up, get her done because it's almost too late. Probably we have yet today and early in the morning. The one thing I'm going to be right up front with you. You're not going to get your... They're talking about who's OSU. Nobody knows who they are.
You will on Saturday. I'll tell you that right now.
Good night.
People from Nebraska know who they are. So that's
Yeah,
all that matters.
unfortunately we do. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 12 to 5. Haley, I believe that's 5 to 10 in the UK. We have some Hong Kong students on there. It's going to be like 11 at night till 4 in the morning for them. And so if somebody says
That's
they
a
can't,
commitment.
that's a major
That's
commitment.
a commitment.
So if you're in like Calgary, so Masuka to be 10 to 3 for you. If you're out in California on the West Coast or whatever Pacific Coast time, it's going to be 9 to 2. So obviously, we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm already having a great time, and it hasn't even started yet. And so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 12 to 5, going to have a blast. Please do me a favor if you have any questions, and we'll type it into the chat. Is burbanksummit.com. It'll be on there. It's all over Facebook. You're going to see it. I know a lot of the guys that are on this call right now are going to be there. And so don't miss it because it's going to be a lot of fun. You have anything you guys want to add?
No.
No.
You
No.
just talked.
Pip's hard act to follow, but we're looking forward to it. We're having a lot of fun. I see a lot of familiar names in there who are signed up. Looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.
Masook, I am so excited. Oh, one last thing. Vince, Masook, all you guys, Haley, you're going to have your cameras on because I go back and forth. Last thing, and if you are signed up, you already heard this, but I want you to know this. Please make sure you're set up with a PayPal account. A
Cha-ching.
PayPal account. If anybody's ever been to one of my trainings, Rebecca, you know this. Vince doesn't know this. If you've ever been to a training that I do, I like to give out money. And so, so if I was at a training and I was giving out X amount of dollars, it's real easy in a hotel room to give you a $100 bill. Thanks, Dan Shaker. And I got to have you guys here more often.
Multitasker. Wow.
I got to have you guys
How
here
did
more
you do that?
I'm going to take care of everybody. Don't worry.
I'm glad. I need you guys here more often so I don't have to type that in and talk
I
and all
told
that
you
kind
I'm
of
not
stuff.
leaving until after your American Thanksgiving.
That's
I told-
nothing wrong with that.
More often,
kidding
so
about
people
that.
don't have to hear you as much, probably.
Anyway, so when I do a training in like a hotel room, conference room, ballroom, and I want to give out $20 or $100, I can just do that. Obviously, in a virtual world, we got to do things differently. But Rebecca, get your PayPal account up and going because when I want to give out $50, $100, I'm going to say, Rebecca, I got your email. I'm sending it to you right now. I'm going to guess within 5 minutes or less, it'll show in your PayPal account. So make sure you have that. If you don't know what it's all about, you can check it out online. In the first email, if you're on the summit, you've already gotten that email. It might even say accidentally Venmo on there.
It might say Venmo.
I'm going to say that we made a mistake. I know it's shocking. I don't know how that would ever happen. Apparently, Canada does not have Venmo. Didn't know that until my good friend Stephen Chung told me that. Now, you would think having a Canadian on the team, and we talked about that, he might have known that ahead of time. But apparently that wasn't on Steve's radar screen either. It's all good.
Where's the stupid stick?
Yeah, don't be
Don't be
stupid.
I'd heard of Venmo. It ended there. I thought you guys took care of all those details.
It's all good.
I was
So-
trusting the process and didn't work out that one time.
The process.
Process.
God, these guys are funny.
I don't know what that
And
means.
so I don't even know half the words these
I don't know if
Canadians
that's
say.
ace.
And then Haley, you keep texting me with the word ace. I love that word. I'll do something. She say that's ace. I'm like, that's a word I wouldn't use. I'd use it to play cards. And that's the only time I'd probably
That's
use
your
it.
new nickname.
Ace, I like
your
it. I'll
new
be
nickname.
ace. I'm gonna be ace from here on out. So Haley, I love that. And so anyway, I know I'm having more fun. I'm talking even louder. And these guys wonder how these Facebook Lives go this long. I never stop.
This was supposed to be 5 minutes.
Yeah,
But at
exactly.
least you had a point. You actually had a point on this one, which is refreshing.
It is refreshing for me to have a point.
We went through disc and animals. There's a comment earlier. I forget who was it. Wendy, I think, had a comment. My niece walked through the room. Why is this guy talking all about animals for so long? Oh, he's just getting started.
We're going to talk a lot about all this stuff this weekend. We're going to have fun. I don't even remember what I was talking about, but
Just talks until he has something to say.
I'll think of something to say eventually. I just want to make sure you guys, in the next day, we need to make sure that you're signed up. I know what I was going to say. When we're doing the training, have the PayPal account because we're going to be giving out money. I know some of you guys are going, it costs $100. I'm going to guess many of you will make money on that $100. The way I play this game. So anyway. I have a lot of fun with it, and the nice part about PayPal, I don't have to have cash, so I can just send it and send it and send it. I like doing that, and the reason I do it first and foremost is because it creates excitement. There's nobody I know that doesn't like money. Hey, if I give out $100 US to Canadians, what's that, like $900 to them?
They're gonna like you 35% more than normal.
I want to be like 35% more. That's
You
awesome.
can send them like 78.50. Works out to 100 Canadian.
So my Canadians, I'm only sending out 78.50, right? Is
No,
that
they're
how-
getting 100. They're getting 100.
It's all
You're
good.
getting, don't worry about
Everything's
that.
coming out in US, so you guys that are Canadians, you're going to get a benefit out of that. So I know I got a lot of Canadians on here. I think the British pound will be a little messed up because I'm thinking your currency has a little different value and might even be a little higher value than the US. So you might get shortchanged a little bit, Haley, your group over there. Anyway, we're going to have some fun Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 12 to 5 Eastern time. If you need to know what that is, your local time, check it out. We'll make sure we have a great time through that whole thing. Dan, we're starting to open the Zoom room early on Friday. What time you open it up? About 10:30 Eastern?
About 11.
11 o'clock
About
Eastern time, so about an hour early. We have, if you get signed up, you're gonna get welcome emails. If you are signed up and you haven't gotten on the Facebook Burbank Summit and you're signed up, please go on there. I want to know more about you, and I'm going to use that to play some memory games. And Vince will be shocked that I remember things about him. We're going to have some fun. Well, I'm going to have fun. I don't know whether y'all are, but I'm going to have a blast. So
I hope it starts soon.
I like the fact that the Canadians are going to get like me 35% more than the Americans. That's awesome. I think the British people are going to like me about 80%, only 20% less, I think is what it is. Something
Probably
like
used to
that. So I am probably you exactly right. I love the smart aleck comments here. Yeah. So- So anyway, we're going to have some fun. 3 days. So I don't know what else to tell you other than what I always say when I sign this off. Turn to somebody you know, somebody you don't know, somebody you haven't met, somebody you're going to be meeting, and tell them you're going to be all right. Because at the end of the day, we're going to have some fun and we're all going to be all right. You guys have a great day. We're going to do another Facebook Live tomorrow. I'm going to have my whole team here, and we're going to have a blast. So see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Ace, that was great.
Ace. Have you seen that from Haley at all?
Ace?
I've
heard the name. It's like a nickname.
Are we still live? I think we're still live.
And live
Get it
video.
in again.
That's all
We
right.
haven't ended it.
It's all good. Like like I care about how